Just I'll tell you briefly. We're not trying to make up science. This is all to do with gathering empirical evidence. So there are no pyramids, operational pyramids in the world. There are no functional pyramids. This is the only one of this size. We have plenty of DRAs, billions of them, literally 2 to 3 billion of them in every device. They have a little DRA, which is like a dielectric puck, which is more like an antenna. Okay, this is an antenna with the resonant cavities which create the carrier waves. Okay, your microwave oven has resonant cavities on the outside that create the frequency, 2.45 gigahertz frequency, that gets fed through the waveguide into the top center of your microwave oven to heat your food. So the resonant cavity is cylindrical resonant cavity, and your magnetron supplies the frequency into the device, which is the rectangular resonant cavity. Here we've got a rectangular resonant cavity within a rectangular resonant cavity, so it supports resonance at specific frequencies, and that's within a pyramid resonant cavity. So we've got 3 quality factors that we're multiplying by in the input power by. But yeah, so so there's a whole lot of proofs that need to happen. And then, I mean, it would be quite something if you can fertilize an egg over here from a signal that was transduced from a sample down there, and actually get a viable fertilization. That would fall under remote electrofusion fertilization. You can search electrofusion. It's done constantly every day. It's ubiquitous. We genetic engineering, search electrofusion and fertilizations, electrofusion fertilization, where you can take an egg and infuse it with any sperm from any species, cross species, doesn't matter. It does matter ethically, and it doesn't sound right to me to be able to do that. Let's put that in there. So, but technically, the egg won't accept any other species semen. But what electrofusion does, it vibrates the outer layer of the egg and creates pores in the membrane, and those are it's called electroporation, and that allows the semen to enter much more easily, and then the egg becomes fertilized. So this would be remote. If this signal is sent out into deep space, we'll never know what happens out there. But if we can show remote electrofusion fertilization within an egg that's clearly separated over a short distance, still within the resonating cavity, then we've proved kind of space travel at light speed to a very small degree. So I won't jump to too many conclusions there, but it adds to the theory of that being possible. Yeah, that's no small thing. And it'll also kind of give credibility to the giant structures built with amazing precision, where they didn't need to be built with so much precision. If they, it gives credibility to the Egyptians who built these amazing structures, which I don't think were tombs, but were more transmitters. I think that's just my, based on scientific evidence really and measurement. But yeah, that's still to be proven. But yeah, I think that'll be quite something. If imagine, I mean, Elon Musk, he can't get to deep space. There's no ways you can get to deep space in a rocket. Our nearest possibly inhabitable planet is Proxima b, Alpha Centauri system, 1,000 light years out roughly, and it would take, at rocket speeds, it would take 70-something thousand years to get there. It doesn't make sense. When you talk traveling through interstellar space, you've got to travel at light speed, and no mass can travel at light speed, not even close to it. And I think I've explained the formula. It's to do with E equals mc squared and the Lorentz factor 1 over the square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared, where your v increases to c, v over c over c becomes 1, 1 minus 1 becomes 0, and square root of 0 is still 0, which means your energy required increases to infinity, and there's not enough energy in the universe to send a mass at the speed of light. So it cannot happen. So there's only one other way. It's to create a signal from matter and to send that. And it turns out that an egg knows what to do with the signal.
But you say as well that you could send information. So I think it is sort of around the 2029, the Earth will be pointing in the right direction to send a signal to Mars.
Oh,
so if you had a receptor on Mars, you could use a pyramid to send a signal or a data.
So it wouldn't primarily be used for that. It would. This is you're perturbing the fields. So there's very little in terms of other things that you could send. But I was talking about Mars. So in 2033, there will be a perihelic opposition where Mars' south pole is mostly facing Earth's south pole. And there's a situation which could line up where one of these devices could enable water on Mars before we get there. So not a device like this, it'll have to be much bigger. And it's to do with cave systems, columns within cave systems, and the natural resonant frequency of those columns. If you break the columns, water above in reservoirs above will flow out. So on Earth that's proven. Below Jerusalem, in the desert, in the Sinai desert, there's evidence of leaders speaking into a cave system and water flowing out. And really it's just the voice or the echo matches the natural frequency of the column. The column breaks and allows a trough of water, which is rainwater with CO2 dissolved in it. Carbonic acid dissolves rock, forms a trough of water, and this column supports that water. Obviously it drips through into the top of the cave, stalactites, lands on the cave floor, stalagmites, and eventually forms a column, and that column supports the water above eventually. And if you break that column with a specific frequency, it allows water to flow, and it's a very clean water. It's a long shot, and it's a very, very hypothetical, but in principle it works, and it works on Earth. Difference on Mars is there's no atmosphere. If there's water, it's ice, and it's on the poles. Because the low atmosphere, the atmosphere is below the triple point of water. I think it's below 600 or something. So I think it's literally 600 something, 603 pascals or something like that. So with that in mind, how do you explain it in a nutshell? It's to do with the barometric height of water. Your atmospheric pressure equals pGh. If you're working out the barometric height of water or mercury, your H is atmospheric pressure divided by Pg. P is your density of the liquid, so if it's mercury, if it's water, it's 1. G is your gravity, 9.81. So it's 101.325. The atmospheric pressure divided by 9.81 will give you the barometric height of water, which is 10.328 meters at sea level, and it decreases as you go higher up. So on Mars, in a nutshell, on Earth, the columns tend to be around about the barometric height of water. We can possibly assume that on Mars they would be similar, which would mean that it's much smaller. So the column would break at a higher frequency, maybe in the gigahertz range, in which case one of these devices could snap those columns and allow water to flow on Mars. But it's all hypothetical at this stage. As I say, it's step by step, we've got to get there. But this is the start of it. Terraforming planets and transmitting DNA to deep space is like the end goal. But yeah, this is just the start of it. So it's all about the science, but testing science, pushing some boundaries. But it's quite exciting, and yeah, I enjoy it.
And you can send signals at light speed, which is...
Yeah. Well, and send DNA at light speed, send biological signals at light speed.